There's another big incident in ECW that you were part of. What's the story behind the mass transit incident?
Oh, well, that was, yeah, I'm a major part of that.
Exactly.
And I'll tell you that. Had it not been for me, that would have never happened. Now, that evening, we were in Revere, Massachusetts, which is just outside of Boston. And I was to team with D'Von Dudley at the time, because that's what we were doing, D'Von and myself. We're wrestling the Gangstas, New Jack and Mustafa. Well, I didn't get my plane ticket, you know, for my transportation. I didn't get my plane ticket, and I called Paul, and I was like, Paul, I didn't get my plane ticket. You know, what's going on? Oh no, call me back in 5 minutes. It should be there. Call back in 5 minutes. I have Debbie on the other line. She's calling with the confirmation number right now. I'll have it for you in a moment. Call me back. Call back. So this went on for like a half hour. Apparently, they had not booked the ticket, and it wasn't there at the airport. So I was like, I guess I'll just stay home. I was like, you know, I don't have a plane ticket, or they made a mistake and booked the wrong ticket or whatever. So I missed that show. Now I came the next night, but by missing that show, they didn't have a partner for D'Von. So D'Von was left without a tag team partner to wrestle New Jack and Mustafa. Mm-hmm. Now, I can only talk about this from what I was told because I wasn't there, but being that I was an integral part as to why it happened, I kind of got the scoop. This kid, his name was Eric Kulas, was this 17-year-old kid. He's just this big, fat tub of goo, Ralph Cramden-looking guy, you know, from the Honeymooners reference. Just no build, no physique, no athletic prowess whatsoever, but swore up and down he was a wrestler and he knew what he was doing and he was good. He could go out there and he could go. So they gave him a chance. They put him out there as D'Von's partner against the Gangstas. So now what transpired in the next 10 to 15 minutes was, you know, outrageous. I mean, if you've seen it, you know. If you haven't seen it, basically this guy, Eric Kulas, who turned out to be 17 years old and lied to ECW management about how old he was and about how he was trained and all to be a wrestler. Well, apparently, New Jack, something went wrong, and New Jack, he either hurt New Jack or said something to New Jack, and New Jack just went off on him. I mean, just started beating him unmercifully about the head, breast, neck, and chest, and his ass, neck, and his ankle. I mean, just beating the shit out of him. And apparently at some point got sliced on his head to the point where, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Blood was literally squirting from his head like a fountain. I mean, laying down, the blood was squirting 12 inches into the air and going down. It was absolutely ridiculous. And now at this point, you got this 17-year-old kid's father yelling at New Jack, "Stop! Stop! You're hurting my son! You're killing my son! He's only 17! Please, God, stop!" You know, so it turned out to be this huge dramatic issue that played itself out. Now, had I shown up or had my plane ticket bought by Paul and the management like it was supposed to be, that whole incident would have been averted. There would have been no mass transit incident that we talk about now. It wouldn't exist. So there would have been no lawsuit. There would have been no assault charges or arrests, but that was just, you know, more typical shenanigans that would happen with ECW. Like something like that, something crazy like not a plane ticket not being purchased turns into this humongous whirlwind incident that only would happen in a place like ECW. It was outrageous, totally outrageous. It was, without question, crazy to the 10th power, no question.